Why do some passengers get upgraded to first class while others sit in the back the entire flight? It is not luck. It is not random. And airlines will never publicly admit how it actually works. But flight attendants talk. Gate agents share secrets. And frequent flyers who get upgraded over and over again have noticed the same patterns. Today, I am revealing exactly what separates the passengers who turn left when boarding from those who turn right. These are not gimmicks or tricks that worked once in 1995. These are strategies that still work in 2026, confirmed by airline employees and experienced travelers. By the end of this video, you will understand the invisible system that decides who gets upgraded and how to position yourself as someone they want to move forward. Let me start with an uncomfortable truth. Free upgrades are rare. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying or selling something. The golden era when flight attendants would tap you on the shoulder and whisk you to first class is mostly gone. Airlines now track every seat, every passenger, every transaction. Computers run upgrade lists based on status, fare class, and loyalty points. But rare does not mean impossible. There are specific situations where free upgrades still happen, and there are specific types of passengers who get chosen when those situations arise. If you understand both, you dramatically increase your odds. Let me explain the three main scenarios where free upgrades occur. Scenario 1. The flight is oversold in economy. When an airline sells more economy tickets than available seats, they have a problem. Someone has to move. And rather than bump passengers off the flight entirely, they often move a few people up to business or first class to create space. Here is what most people do not realize. When the gate agent announces they need volunteers to give up their seats, that is your opportunity. But not to give up your seat, to negotiate. A flight attendant named Sierra shared this advice publicly. When the flight is oversold, go to the gate agent. Tell them you are willing to help, but ask for compensation in cash, not vouchers. Then ask to be rebooked in first class for the inconvenience. She claims this works over 90% of the time. Why? Because the airline desperately needs to solve the overbooking problem quickly. A passenger who helps them while making reasonable requests is easier to accommodate than one who causes a scene. The key is timing. You need to approach the gate agent before the chaos begins, not after. Scenario 2. The flight has empty premium seats and needs to balance weight. This one surprises most travelers. Airplanes need to be balanced for safe takeoff and landing. If the back of the plane is too heavy, crew members may need to move passengers forward. When this happens, who do they choose? According to multiple flight attendants, they start from the very last row and move people toward the front. If first class has empty seats and the back is overloaded, someone from row 35 might suddenly find themselves in row 3. This is completely random in terms of who initially sat in that last row. But what happens next is not random at all. The crew looks at those passengers and makes a quick judgment. Who seems pleasant? Who is dressed reasonably? Who will fit in without causing awkwardness? One former Emirates flight attendant admitted that they would never upgrade someone wearing shorts, tank tops, or slippers into business class, even for weight balance. It created problems with other passengers who paid full price. So the lesson is simple. If you want to increase your odds of being chosen during operational upgrades, sit toward the back of the plane and look like someone who belongs in the front. Scenario 3. The gate agent has discretion and chooses to use it. This is the rarest scenario, but the most interesting one. Sometimes, when premium cabins have unsold seats close to departure, gate agents have limited authority to upgrade passengers at their discretion. The question is, who do they choose? A survey of airline employees found that 82% would be more likely to upgrade a polite passenger than a demanding one. 80% said frequent flyer members get priority even if they do not have elite status. And over 70% admitted that how a passenger presents themselves visually does influence the decision. This does not mean you need to wear a suit to the airport. But it does mean that the passenger in clean, neat clothing who smiles and says good morning has better odds than the one in stained sweatpants who grunts and looks at their phone. One traveler shared a story that perfectly illustrates this. She was chatting pleasantly with the check-in agent in Japan. Nothing special, just friendly conversation. When she looked at her boarding pass, she was in row 6, first class. The agent never said a word about it. She was simply moved up because the interaction was pleasant. Now let me share the strategies that actually work, based on what airline employees have confirmed. Strategy 1. Join the loyalty program, even if you rarely fly. This sounds obvious, but most casual travelers skip it. Being a member of the airline's frequent flyer program, even at the basic level, puts you ahead of non-members in the upgrade queue. It costs nothing and takes 2 minutes to sign up. When upgrade opportunities arise, the computer system checks membership status first. A basic member beats a non-member every time. Elite members beat basic members. But having any membership is better than having none. Strategy 2. Fly at off-peak times. Upgrades happen when premium cabins have empty seats. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Early morning flights. Late-night departures. Holiday days themselves rather than the days before and after. If you have flexibility in your schedule, choosing a less popular flight dramatically increases your chances. A Tuesday morning flight might be half empty while a Friday evening flight is completely packed. Strategy 3. Travel alone. This is painful for couples and families to hear, but it is true. A single empty seat in first class can accommodate 1 passenger. Moving a family of 4 requires 4 empty seats, which almost never happens. Solo travelers are upgraded far more often than groups simply because the math works better. If you are traveling with someone and desperately want an upgrade, consider checking in separately and sitting in different rows. You might both get lucky. Strategy 4. Check in early and arrive at the gate early. The upgrade list is often processed in order of check-in time among passengers with equal status. Checking in exactly when the window opens, usually 24 hours before departure, puts you at the top of that list. Arriving at the gate early also helps. Once the gate agent knows how many passengers actually showed up, they can calculate how many upgrades are possible. The passengers physically present and visible have better odds than those who arrive at the last minute. Now I want to share something important. Everything I have told you so far helps you play the upgrade game smarter. But there is so much more happening at airports that affects your experience. Hidden fees, rights you do not know you have, tricks airlines use against you every day. I put together a complete guide covering all of it. It is called the Airport Survival Guide. If you want to stop getting caught off guard and start traveling like someone who knows the system, I left the link in the pinned comment and description below. Now let me tell you what does not work, because there is a lot of bad advice out there. Myth 1. Dressing in a suit guarantees an upgrade. This was true decades ago. It is not true anymore. The upgrade system is now computerized and status-based. What you wear might influence a gate agent's discretion in rare cases, but it will never override the loyalty program hierarchy. Dress neatly because it increases your odds during those rare discretionary moments. But do not expect a suit to magically move you from economy to first. Myth 2. Asking the flight attendant for an upgrade. Flight attendants do not control seat assignments. Once you are on the plane, it is too late. The gate agent is the person with upgrade authority, and that authority ends when the aircraft door closes. Asking a flight attendant for an upgrade just makes you look uninformed. They will politely tell you they cannot help, and you will feel awkward. Myth 3. Bringing gifts will get you upgraded. Some travelers swear by bringing chocolates or coffee for the crew. And yes, flight attendants appreciate these gestures. They work long hours with difficult passengers. But here is the reality. Multiple airline employees have confirmed that accepting an upgrade in exchange for a gift could be considered theft by their employer. They could face disciplinary action. One gate agent put it bluntly. "You can bring me Starbucks, but you are not getting a first-class seat. It is not allowed, and someone is always watching. Be kind because it is the right thing to do. Bring gifts because you appreciate hard-working crew members, but do not expect it to buy you a seat." Myth 4. Telling a sob story will work. Honeymoon, anniversary, birthday, medical condition. Gate agents have heard every story thousands of times, They are trained to be sympathetic, but also to follow policy. Some travelers get offended when their special occasion does not result in special treatment. But think about it from the airline's perspective. If they upgraded everyone with a story, there would be no first-class seats left for people who actually paid. The exception is genuinely severe situations like medical emergencies or bereavement. In those cases, be honest and provide documentation if possible. Airlines do have policies for extraordinary circumstances. Let me give you the realistic approach. Free upgrades in 2026 require a combination of preparation, positioning, and luck. You cannot control the luck part, but you can control everything else. Join the loyalty program before your next flight. Check in exactly when the window opens. Arrive at the gate early. Dress neatly, but comfortably. Be pleasant to every airline employee you encounter. Travel solo when possible. Choose off-peak flights when you have flexibility. Sit toward the back of the plane. If an overbooking situation arises, approach the gate agent calmly and negotiate. Ask for cash compensation and a first-class rebooking. Be the solution to their problem, not another problem. And most importantly, set realistic expectations. Even if you do everything right, you might not get upgraded. The system is designed to reward paying customers and elite members first. Free upgrades are the exception, not the rule. But when the exception happens, you want to be the passenger they choose. One final thought. The travelers who get upgraded most often are not the ones gaming the system hardest. They are the ones who are genuinely pleasant to be around. They smile. They say thank you. They treat airline employees like human beings having difficult days. In a world where so many passengers are stressed, rude, and demanding, simple kindness stands out. And when a gate agent has discretion over who gets that last empty seat in business class, they remember the passenger who made their job a little easier. So the next time you walk through an airport, remember that you are being quietly evaluated at every step, not by hidden cameras or secret algorithms, by real people who have the power to make your journey significantly better. Give them a reason to choose you. What about you? Have you ever been upgraded for free? What do you think made the difference? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else get that seat. If this video revealed something you did not know, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week at Skip Airport Traps, we expose the insider knowledge that makes air travel smoother, cheaper, and less frustrating. Until next time, travel smart, be kind, and maybe next time that tap on the shoulder will be for you. See you in first class.